Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Let's Get Into It, Wrestling Edition. Today we are going to be, same thing like our last episode, we're going to be talking about three things that we like about from each show, and three boos for three things that we don't like about each show. We'll be recommending some different materials that you can check out from either here from the Fall River Library or the Sales Network that is totally wrestling related. And we're going to be sharing another part of the show. It's called From the Vault. It'll be some personal memories that we've had growing up watching wrestling. We're very excited to share with you. So we're going to start off with our three cheers. So this part of the show, we're going to be focusing on three things that we love that's going on in the world of professional wrestling. So my first one, it's lead off the show. How can you not like the Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman alliance?
Yes,
absolutely. It's been a long turning Roman Reigns as a heel. I think it's been a long time coming. I'm excited they finally started to come around. WWE's come around to this idea. I wish there was a crowd for it. That's the only thing that I'm just like many segments of wrestling. Wish there was a crowd for it, but especially this is something fans have wanted for a while.
Do you think WWE turning Roman heel? Do you think that they just said, we can't wait any longer? Like, this is the program we have in mind. We got to pull the trigger here and kind of go with it. What do you think? I think
maybe that was the original plan. I think for a while.
What's that for
Roman to turn heel for beating Goldberg? I'm assuming he would have beaten Goldberg at WrestleMania. That's right. my thoughts on that. But yeah, I think that it's a fun. I think it's been their plan for a while. Mm-hmm. And I think with Brock Lesnar not being in the picture as well, and give Paul Heyman something to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was kind of one of those people that was like, Paul Heyman's kind of losing the shtick, as being the mouthpiece with Brock, and now he's with Roman. It's like, you can't wait to hear what he has to say.
Oh, absolutely.
He's one of those guys where he starts talking, and even when there was a crowd, it's just like, you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah. I like this build up, how they're building him up as a heel.
Yeah,
making him more, cool. More ruthless, reckless.
Yeah.
And I'm curious of where this goes with his title match coming up with Jey Uso, which I'm really curious.
It'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll do my cheer now. My first cheer, and it's kind of dopey and kind of silly, but I love the Thunderdome.
Yeah,
it looks silly, where you're kind of like, oh, that's kind of goofy looking.
Yeah,
but I don't know, the piped-in cheers and seeing people able to do their thing. It was kind of funny in watching SummerSlam. It was the first time they showed it off. Yeah. And a few people were like putting like their Pikachu plushes like in the camera.
Yeah.
Like, it's silly, but until we can get like a real crowd, I think it's certainly better than nothing.
Right. Yeah, work with what you got.
Yeah, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's better than nobody being there or having cardboard cutouts of people.
Yeah.
I know seeing floating heads is certainly better than what we had.
Absolutely. That's good.
Because Mania felt kind of...
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the timing or...
Yeah, it didn't feel like a WrestleMania.
It didn't. No, it kind of felt like a glorified house show that Brock Lesnar showed up for.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the exception of the two cinematic matches with Taker and Styles and Cena and Wyatt. I have to agree with you.
It was an a forgettable
Yeah.
Mania.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. My second cheer, Thunder Rosa showing up in AEW. I felt like the women's division was a big deal for the first time, and as we mentioned on the previous episode, it was actually like a big deal. And I haven't watched it yet, but that match I've heard that she had at the pay-per-view was probably the highlight of that show.
That was what I was saying before we started recording. That was match of the night easily. For kind of a not so great night of wrestling. That match was that was an awesome match.
Absolutely.
I'll compliment that. Kind of one of my next cheers is that match.
Yes.
And to kind of just piggyback on what you said, it finally feels like the women's division is finally shown up.
Yeah.
You're like, we've been holding our breath for almost a year now, and you can kind of finally go, okay.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be an afterthought.
Right.
We're kind of, I guess, we're required to, but...
And I like how they're...
a good thing.
Absolutely. And I like how they're using talent from NWA, giving them something to do.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, NWA doesn't have really a platform right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's great how they've used Thunder Rosa, Ricky Starks, Eddie Kingston. I think I like how they're utilizing them a lot.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
My next cheer is Alexa Bliss and what's going on with her and The Fiend right now.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most... SmackDown, I have to say, I think has been the far superior show as of lately than Raw.
Since SummerSlam.
Yeah, absolutely. The storylines are great. Yeah. I want to, with the Big E push, as we mentioned on the last episode, Roman Reigns heel turn. Alexa Bliss looks like she'll be... to me, it looks like she's joining the Firefly Funhouse, and...
That's what it seems like.
And I kind of feel like I like that they're giving her something to do that doesn't have to necessarily involve a championship. It's like it feels like a really big storyline for her.
That's what they should have been doing with her in general.
Yep.
Up until now, it was like, what are you doing? But now it's really cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And coming from, I'm not that big of an Alexa Bliss fan, as you know, but it's, like you just said, you're interested in, it's like, it's kind of silly, but you're like, what's happening?
Yeah.
That's kind of been WWE in general lately, is like, what is happening?
Yeah. It has my attention.
It does, and my, kind of like going off of what is happening, dude, I love the Hurt Business.
Oh, do you?
I do.
I
really like it.
Yeah.
The stuff with Cedric Alexander is cool.
Oh, yeah, that was great. When he turned heel.
Giving him every time that they give that guy something.
Yeah.
It's like you can't not get excited.
Yeah.
And you're like,
great talent.
Like, what's going to come next for him?
Yeah,
kind of deal.
I think he's going to be a real big breakout talent. I remember from the cruiserweight tournament, he got a lot of praise, and people were begging. I think right after his match for him to get a contract. I think Triple H came out and endorsed him, and that was I'm excited. I am excited for Cedric.
Yeah,
absolutely,
it'll be cool. And, the Hurt Business with Lashley MVP and
Benjamin.
And, thank you, and Shelton Benjamin. It's like, give those dudes this cool program.
Yeah.
Why not?
They seem like a formidable stable, and they definitely come across that.
Yeah, they
great
do.
heels. I'll tell you what, when they bullied that poor janitor, I actually really felt bad for the poor guy, actually. They're doing a great job coming off as heels.
Yeah, it's really cool. But now here's the very fun part of the show. What's your first boot, Daver?
I'm gonna go Raw Underground.
Yeah.
I'm not sure like what the appeal is to it. In my opinion, I don't really see the appeal to it. If I want to watch UFC, I'll watch UFC.
Yeah, and I'll give them credit. I didn't think it would last this long.
Yeah.
When they first did Raw Underground, I was like, okay, it's going to be a thing for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they're going to forget about it.
Yeah.
Either this has been a very long 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or it's not going anywhere anytime soon, which I'm
Yeah. In my opinion, I think it should have been that those segments should have been used as a platform to introduce a new superstar, a new stable.
Yeah.
To hype up. I don't know how you would. I don't know how you would work Shane into that because when he lost that match to Owens, he was supposed to be be gone. But if you incorporate Shane into it, maybe Shane could have used that to introduce a stable of a UFC.
Yeah.
Kind of, or a Shayna Baszler kind of stable with shoot fighters. I think that would have been a better way for to use it.
Yeah.
That's just my take on it.
Yeah, I'm with you. It just seems it's lame.
Yeah.
Who is this for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Clearly not for us.
Right.
My first boo is Matt Hardy's injury.
Oh yeah, that's a big boo.
We were talking about that before this, and I think we'll join everyone else as AEW fans and just being worried for Matt Hardy's well-being.
Yeah.
That's a big time boo from me, and hope to see a headline soon saying that he's okay, but has to take an extended leave of absence from wrestling.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
especially with concussions are a very serious thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's your second? What's your second favorite?
Breaking up the Iconics.
What's up with that?
Why? I don't understand. They work well as a team. They're fun to watch in the ring. They're great on the mic.
Yeah, they got that big WrestleMania moment.
Yeah,
last year.
It just felt very random to have a match with the Riot Squad. In the stipulation is the team has to break up, which I was kind of confused because Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan just got back together. But I think they would be great as single stars as well.
Yeah,
the Iconics. It's kind of hard to imagine right now as them as singles stars, and it just seems like a very weird storyline. Why is WWE so concerned of breaking up one of those teams? It just seems unnecessary.
Yeah, especially a women's tag team.
Right. Right. And you don't have many. I mean, besides Sasha and Bayley. I mean, you don't really have established teams.
Yeah. It's just a head scratcher.
It is.
With that.
It is. It is.
We'll have to see. Maybe it's all part of storytelling. Who knows? Maybe they'll be back together in a month.
Right.
Who knows? But that is definitely a ugh.
Yeah.
What are you doing? My second boo is the way Keith Lee has been handled so far.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know. One loss, isn't anything to get worried about.
Yeah.
But the way he's been losing, with Orton, and I'm like, oh come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he can bounce right back from it. He doesn't need a championship right away to stay relevant.
Right.
But with WWE's history of get these guys on Raw and SmackDown.
Right.
And then they kind of just go.
Yeah.
They kind of run out of gas.
Yeah.
As long as WWE doesn't take the foot off the gas with the guy, he'll be. I think it'll be fine. But I don't know if you keep having him lose, it's going to be like Mustafa Ali or any of these guys where you're gonna lose some people.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I will. There's some things I do agree with you on that, and some things I disagree on that. I agree. I think when he came up, when he got first introduced, when the music cut into some generic theme song, I was like, why? I don't know if there was it wasn't his I think his theme music makes a big part of his character. That's one of my favorite themes in WWE in wrestling right now. That theme song, and I don't know if it's a contract issue with with the artist. Maybe that's why they can't use it. But I mean that part I didn't really like. I think him beating Orton in his debut match on that pay per view. I think that was excellent.
Yes, yeah.
Beat him clean as a whistle. I thought that was really good. The triple threat they had with Rollins and him and Orton. At least he didn't take the pin.
That's true.
And I believe Rollins took the pin. So I think they have big things in store for him.
Okay.
I think right now. I mean I hope that they do. He is a great talent. He's a unique big man. I mean, I know that gets thrown a lot, but he can fly.
Oh my God,
he's powerful.
Yeah.
He's got a personality. He can talk. He's
a freak.
Yeah, he's a full package.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that was bred in Vince McMahon's magical, freak show lair, where it's like, how can this guy be so big?
Yeah.
And move that way?
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
And I'll never forget when he debuted at the Rumble, him and Brock Lesnar, that standoff.
Yeah.
That was to me, that was like, ooh, this guy's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah. Before we know it, we'll be in Mania territory, and we'll see what happens.
And I legit think Brock Lesnar was in awe of him.
I hope so.
Like I just when he came out, he was just like, oh, this guy's something.
Yeah. What's your other boo, Daver?
My other boo is John. Well, here's the thing. There was a main event last week on Dynamite. It was John Moxley versus MJF's lawyer. I feel that if WWE did something like that, it would have
end of the world.
Yeah, it would have been. I think they would have received more criticism. I understand it served a purpose. It was part of the storyline between him and MJF. But why did it need to be the last match?
Totally. Yeah.
Like I just kind of felt like it was. I kind of just felt like it was just something. It was just like a filler because nothing. They couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah, you're kind of like, oh, we don't want to have this match that we're gonna have the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
What do we do? Oh, the lawyer. Perfect.
Yeah, I would have rather seen like more of like maybe him take on like Warlow and like Warlow kind of like tries to soften up Mox before his match. Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of felt like kind of odd that was the main event.
Yeah. My other boo is McIntyre and this McIntyre and Orton feud. My same sentiments with the Mysterios and Rollins and Murphy, where it's like, can this be done?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just boring. It's boring at this point.
Yeah.
We had the match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And at least with the Mysterios.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio, I'll take everything back that I was saying about him. He's a really good talent.
He is, yeah.
He's a talent.
He is. Absolutely.
But, it certainly seemed, I hope, that, and we've been saying this for weeks, and then it's like, oh no, just kidding, one more match. That match with Dominic and Murphy, the way it ended, it was like, okay, this seems to be over.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. I got a kick out of them using the kendo sticks on Murphy. They all kept taking shots.
They all just take shots at him.
I did get a kick out of that.
That was cool. But,
I feel like it's kind of like joking, but like I kind of felt like they're gonna debut a new Mysterio member to keep feuding with Rollins, and this is gonna be like a 2-year feud. Like Rey Mysterio's uncle confronts Seth Rollins, and he bring out his cousins, and it was getting a little out of hand.
It is.
Hopefully this is the end of that storyline.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Next time we meet up, when we do this, hopefully our cheer will be Seth Rollins feuding with someone else.
Yeah, I agree. I sure hope so.
Yeah, but David.
So we got the item of the week. All right. So I got the DVD. It's available in the sales network of Mania 35.
Ooh.
That has to be one of my favorite Manias besides 30. You have Rollins, Kofi, and you have that Lynch match. Becky Lynch with Ronda Rousey and Charlotte as the main event. A lot of feel-good moments. A cousin of mine pointed out it felt like FanFest 2019. They gave fans a lot of feel-good moments.
Yeah.
Overall, the matches were, for the most part, were fun and entertaining. Kurt Angle's controversial retirement you got in there. And I believe on this DVD set, there's also Dean Ambrose's last match that you can check out when he was with WWE.
Oh.
So that's a nice little feature they threw in there. So highly recommend if check out the Mania 35 DVD.
Oh, good pick. My pick is a graphic novel focusing on the career of Andy Kaufman. Now you might be thinking, why are you talking about Andy Kaufman? He's an actor. Well, Andy Kaufman was very good friends with Jerry the King Lawler back in the day of territories and stuff like that. Andy Kaufman's shtick, he was a part comedian, silly man, performer. He did the whole thing where he was intergender champion of the world, where he would travel to all these different places and colleges, and he would say, I would offer $500 to a woman who can pin me, and he would have this whole awesome heel persona. I've got the brains. And this graphic novel goes into awesome detail about his life and a lot of detail about his wrestling quote-unquote career.
Yeah.
And how he took this dorky persona, cranked it up to 1,000, and becomes this, like, really funny to watch heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the graphic novel is called Is This Guy For Real? And it's by Box Brown, who wrote one of the Andre the Giant graphic novels that we were praising last time.
Yes, that makes me want to check it out even more.
Yes, I highly recommend it.
Absolutely. So from the vault, he shares a personal memory that I would like to share, is when I met Tatanka at Providence. It was, I think it was the Civic Center. And I was with my parents, my sister, we were big into wrestling, and I remember he was feuding with Bam Bam Bigelow, and the week before I met him, showing my age here, he got his hair cut off, part of his hair cut off by Bam Bam Bigelow, and I was furious. And when I met Tatanka, I was so excited, I was like, you gotta get back at Bam Bam Bigelow. And to Tatanka's credit, he stood in character.
Really?
I'm gonna get him next week, and he was hyping this up, and I was pumped to meet him. And at that time, I believe he still had that big undefeated streak in WWE.
Yeah.
So I thought he was a big deal, and I remember getting his autograph. And I think the next year he broke my heart when he joined the $1 Million Corporation. I remember going into my room, I ripped that photo up because I was so upset with him. My parents were like, why'd you do that? Like, would you see what he just did? He lied to me.
God. How old were you?
I must have been like 6, 7. I was not happy.
He broke your heart.
Maybe I was 15, whatever, but I was so upset.
Oh my God. That is funny. Oh man, okay. A wrestling memory. Here's one. WrestleMania, the last one that was in Orlando. Not the last one, but the one that had Taker retirement match.
Yeah.
The night before Mania, my buddy and I went to a Ring of Honor show because it was it was shown as the last match for the Hardys in Ring of Honor. Kind of like, oh, where are we going from here? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh, look who else is in town. And it was the Hardys versus the Young Bucks. It was an awesome match. It was the main event. And I guess the specific memory is Jeff Hardy is talking about how thrilled he was to be there and to wrestle with his brother and against arguably the greatest tag team duo in wrestling right now, bar none. And he was like, oh, we don't know what's going to come next. And someone in the crowd, some smark, yells, WWE! And Jeff Hardy laughs just like that, just like you did. And he goes, no. And then what happens the next night, they come back with great aplomb and applause and great pageantry.
That's awesome.
And that whole experience is a whole other
That's
beloved
so
memory of mine.
That's awesome.
But yeah, and then they come back the next night. And it's like, oh, wowee.
Yeah, I wonder how far in advance they knew they were going to be at WrestleMania. So maybe that was a truthful answer at the time.
Yeah, could have been.
That's kind of an interesting. I don't know. That's really. It's a great memory.
Yeah,
that's
and
awesome.
Everyone was talking about the same thing when we were leaving. This small little arena in Lakeland. It was like, it kind of it compounded the mystery even further.
Yeah.
But that was a good memory. That was fun. That was a fun night.
That's it.
Well, Daver.
That's it. Well, this was fun.
Yes.
Let's do it again soon.
Yes, sir. Where we'll have plenty more